Let's get this party going, shall we? Right. Let's put this up here. Get this ready to go. One second here. Let me make this. There we go. Oh, I could finally see you guys. Now let me move this here. Switch my screen. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. There we go. Should be able to see that. Let me move that here. Start saying hello to everybody. Remember, folks, I'm not in my world. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys let me know if you could hear me okay? Very, very important. Need to make sure you guys could hear me okay. There's a little bit of a delay in YouTube, but let me know if you guys could hear me. Good morning, Linda. Yeah, I just need to know if you guys could hear me okay. Is my volume loud enough? Can you guys hear me okay? All right, Steve can hear me, Keon can hear me. Already had a hailstorm. All right, good. I needed to make sure you guys could hear me, and now we can begin. Let me go ahead and say good morning to everybody. Remember, I'm not at my usual location. I'm in the Peninsula Hotel in New York, so I have to adjust everything today. I also have to post this link so that everybody can come into the room. Otherwise, people won't be able to come in here. So let me do that right now. All right. Sorry, folks, trying to be as smooth as I usually am, but it's not always as easy. So you're going to have to give me a little break today. All right, there's that. I'm just posting the link so everybody can come in. We'll be starting in just a few seconds. Wanted to make sure you guys could hear me okay and see me okay. All right, that's that. Let's put that away. And there we go. Now let me go ahead and say hello to everybody. We got, let me go through this here. Let me find my mouse. There's my mouse. Let me go through this here with you guys. Oh, keeping my mouse on the right side is the worst problem I'm having. All right, here we are. Good morning, Brian Vertuvian, Anu Kumar, Ivano, Robert, Dave, Richard, Eduardo, Samson, Spider Monkey, Jody Bancroft, Mozen, sorry, Ruth, Oля. Good morning, Oля. The Sassy Trainer, John, William, Rakesh, Omar. Hey, Omar. Andre, Andrew, Rich, Clay, Raj, Julio, Linda, Steve, Kiong, Steve, Ivano, Richard, Kiong, Robert, Stacy, Eduardo, Julia, Olia. Good, good, good. Everybody could hear me. Perfect, perfect. Good morning, Cam. I just notified it right now. I just notified. I just posted the Telegram a few seconds ago. I don't have 100 screens. I'm only working with 2 screens since I'm traveling, so it takes me a little while to navigate. Hey Rodolfo, I'm in New York City. I'm actually in the Peninsula Hotel right now, out looking the some beautiful buildings, some gorgeous. There's a Louis Vuitton store that looks like a baggage. It's amazing, actually. I got a really nice view here. So I'm in New York City. Hey Phil, hey Joythy, hey Chris, hey Stefan, Illinois grain farmer, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Got about 250 people here. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. Just FYI, while I have you here, let me give you a couple of links, and we will be getting started. All right, Google. Let me just type this in here, go to there. Oh, I'm already here. There we go. 1 second, folks. 1 second. 1 second. Everything takes a little longer when you're in New York City, right? Webinar links and CTAs. There we go. All right, here we go. Here's my first link. If you guys have not seen this yet, I highly recommend it. Let me just get this to you. Here's my link here. Wait till I talk about the market today. Okay, here we go. There's my first link. And let me give you the link to my VIP room. I'm going to be talking about some really important stuff today in the VIP room. Wait till I tell you what that is. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. And let me get you a link for Customer Service Live if I can get to it from here. Oh, it's like navigating a canal today going through this. 1 second. As soon as I'm done with this, I can move on and we can actually talk about things that are more important. Cam, I can't seem to get my link for Customer Service Live. I can't access my Telegram from where I'm at right now. If you don't mind, can you please post it? Good morning, Martin. Good morning, Kurt. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's start off with the market. By the way, my agenda for the VIP room today is going to be, let me see if I could get that for you. I'm going to talk about breakouts. I'm going to talk about false breakouts. I'm going to talk about what makes a high probability entry. And I'm going to talk about entry filters to increase your win rate from 65, 70 to about 80, 85%. That's what we're going to be talking about today in the VIP room. Very, very important. I hope that none of you guys miss it. It'll be very, very, very important. And I'm going to be talking about it right now, as a matter of fact. Hold on. Let me get into. All right. And that's that. So let's start off with the broad market and let's go from there. Okay. Let me just go back to my YouTube. I'm getting a little overzealous here. Okay. Here we go. All right. Perfect. The VIP room is at noon, and I just posted the link for it. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Clay. Yeah, I'm just having issues. I got a lot of links. I will post all the links before I'm done here. Let me just finish with all this, or first let me start with all this, and then I'll post all the links. My monitors are backwards today. I have the right one here and the left one here. It's just all messed up, but I'm here, and we need to talk about the market. There's a lot to talk about today. First of all, if you guys are new here, if you're just getting in here right now for the first time, go right here to the bottom of this of the link below here. There's a little link to make this a 1080p. And while you're there, please, please, please give us some thumbs up. I would appreciate it. That's the only time I'm going to ask for it today because we've got a lot to talk about. Good morning, Ricky. Oh, Kane. Yeah, Kane was great. I just thanked him for it. He did a great job. Let me and him know if you want Kane to do that again. All right, let's talk about the market, folks. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. So the market is up actually. Meanwhile, while the market is up, if you look at Microsoft, if you look at Apple, which we're going to look at right now, you will see that the stock is actually down 3%. If you look at Amazon, you will see that the stock is down. Not a lot, but down. The point is the stock is down. That's not boding well for the market today, all right? That's not boding well for the market. If you look at the gold market, gold is starting to come back up from the levels. It's starting to remember I told you there's a good chance we'll start moving higher from here. We may actually go a little lower. We may actually go down to this red line, which would be at 31.59. So there, if we don't get support here, the odds are we're going to get support here. But I believe gold is not done going down yet. There's a lot more going on in gold. Okay, a lot more going on in gold. So if I was long gold, I would be holding gold right now. I would not be liquidating gold. If I wasn't long gold, I would probably be waiting a little more or start nibbling at it right now. Also, if you look right here at the Bollinger Band width, you could see you can get a really good gauge for it that we're not done yet. We need to be down here. At least right here, middle of the road, maybe half the volatility we're seeing right now. Okay? So, yeah, 31 exactly right, Jeff. Exactly right. Like right around here. Right around 3160, 3170, right around that area. I think this would be a good time to start buying it again. I would start aggressively buying around here, but I may be nibbling around here. All right. I may start nibbling around here. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Joy, do you know how much Amazon gained in the last 4 years? Why don't you guys tell me how much Amazon gained in the last 4 years since Joy brought up Amazon? Why don't you guys see if you can answer the question, how much has Amazon gained in 4 years? I'll leave that question up to you. What about China? Well, folks, this is why the market is bullish. The market is not bullish because of earnings. Now, I'm going to teach you something right now that I've been trying to teach you for a very, very long time. And a lot of you have not gotten it yet. Now, if you don't believe, if you did not believe till right now, if you still believed, Boyd, if you're here, say hello, Boyd. This is for you, Boyd. If you still believe that stocks move the market and not sentiment, I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you think the market is up right now with Apple and Amazon both being down? Do you think it has to do with their wonderful earnings? By the way, both stocks are down. Why do you think the market is up today, Boyd? Do you think it has to do with their wonderful earnings? Or do you think it has to do with this? With the fact that they're talking about China. They're talking about China. So, folks, for anybody, I know a lot of you think fundamentals drive the market. I know a lot of you think price is driving the market. I'm about to ruin that idea for you for the rest of your lives. So, I want you to pay attention because situations like we're having today come out extremely infrequently. William, I never ask questions that I don't know the answers to. Amazon hasn't gained very much from a year ago, from 4 years ago. Hasn't gained very much. Still same value. So this is why the market is up today. This is why the market is up today. Progress, potential progress on tariffs. So two of the biggest companies in the world came out with horrible numbers. Apple is down almost 4%, but the market is up today. So, folks, what do you think drives price? Do you think it's the stocks that are driving price, or do you think it's the sentiment that drives price? Because I have never in my life, I have never ever in my life saw the market up, never saw the market up, never ever ever saw the market up with Apple and Amazon being down. The market should be down about 300 points right now, minimum. Okay? Minimum. All right. So folks, sentiment is what drives price. Sentiment. Stocks have the current, whatever happened to a stock almost has no value. It's always forward looking. And if you didn't believe that, you should believe that right now. Because the two stocks that make up 15% of market cap. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you this. Look. Here, let me show you this. You'll see for yourself. Look. Look at Amazon, 5.52, and Apple, 8.82. Together, they make 13% of the market. How can the market, good morning, Steve. How can the market be up with the two stocks, just like with the two stocks like that being down? Very sentiment. Richard says, how long will the China effect last? Well, Richard, according to, I'm glad you asked. Let me see if I can get you an answer. According to, I think the average tariffs takes 40 months to negotiate and 18 months to implement. Okay? Richard, 40 months to negotiate and 18 months to implement. Hope that answers your question. So I hope it happens faster, sooner than later. Basically, all this stuff that Trump is talking about, it's going to take years and years and years to come to fruition. But I'm explaining to you that the market is not being driven by earnings during Apple and Amazon earnings. Basically, today's the biggest earnings day in the world. Both earnings were bad, and the market is up. So if you still believe that stock prices drive markets, then you're delusional. Okay? Yeah, if you take the dividend into account, Rebecca, I mean, not the dividend, all the yield and all that, it comes out to almost nothing. Yeah. All right. Yeah, not a good return on your investment in the last 4 years on Amazon. Let's look at the U.S. dollars. The U.S. dollar starting to rally a little bit. Nope. It tried yesterday. Today it's back down. The U.S. dollar is not buying this. Yeah, folks, Amazon, if you, as I mentioned, if you look at Amazon from 4 years ago, and if you take into account all the appreciation, it basically broke even. That was my point in telling you all this. I did the math yesterday. I'm not going to do it right now. I did the math yesterday. Amazon, basically, if you put 10,000 or 20,000 into Amazon 4 years ago, you would have been breaking even right now. Okay. Do you see how we're still in this area? We need to either go above this area or below. And right now we're right at the 8-day EMA. Not really great at all. What about crude oil? Well, crude oil is coming back down. Crude oil is not really rallying. This is not really great for global economy either. This tells us we're going to be in a recession. How about gold market? Well, I already talked about gold. How about the bond market? The bond market continues moving lower, which is really bad for us. Remember, I told you that I doubt, and folks, if you don't take notes, sentiment sentiment plays a bigger role, Frank. Yeah, it may take a few tries, Jeff. May take a few tries. So do you see which way the bond market's going? Remember I warned you, I said to you, there's a huge amount of resistance here. And if we can't get above this area, we're going to come right back down. I said it at least 50 times. I'm not kidding. I said it at least 50 times. Look where the bond market is. That's not good. This is not good. The bond market can't get it up. That's very, very, very bad. Walkus, what I'm saying about Amazon has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I'm talking about how much it's made in the last 10 years, in the last 4 years, which is zero. All right. So if bonds break below 88, we have no support here till about 87. Okay. Exactly, Jason. Sentiment, folks. Sentiment is what drives price. Sentiment. Okay. So far, global economy, US dollar, it's not buying it. The bond market, it's not buying what the world markets are selling. Crude oil, it's not buying it at all. Gold, maybe just a little bit. Maybe this could just be a bounce. We need to see what happens here. We still could be going lower all the way to about 31.60, 31. This area right here, basically. All right. All right. So let's put together. Let's look at earnings. The rest of the earnings. We have energies reporting today. We have a lot of energy. We have Exxon and CVS today. And we also had a bunch of other stocks, including McDonald's. I don't know what McDonald's is doing right now. I'll take a look right now. Amazon is down 0.53 as of half an hour ago. I just want to make sure you guys can see me and hear me okay, because this is not, yeah, that's right, Angie. No major move, crude oil selling, leveling off. Okay, McDonald's is up, which is great. So it looks like defensive stocks are up. Let's look at see what the SPY is up versus the Nasdaq. 0.7 up 0.40 right now. Let's see QQQ. I will be shocked if the market, let's see, up only 2.1. Yeah, so there's definite weakness in Nasdaqs, and let's look at mega caps real quick, and we'll come back. Yeah, flat or negative. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. For all of you folks who are wondering why we didn't liquidate NTAP in one of our programs, is because I was very fearful that these reports were going to be bearish. Now, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something, and I don't want you to get scared. Do you guys remember 9010s? Do you guys remember? Thank you, William. Remember 9010s? The 9010 setup that I showed you? What happens when we get a 9010 setup? Can anybody tell me what happens when we get a 9010 setup? Can anybody tell me? By the way, let me this down here. Ah, here it is. That's what I wanted to find. Can anybody tell me? Oh yeah, rebound, huh? Let me show you guys something. You guys are gonna love this. Unfortunately, it's not the rebound in the right direction. Look how many upside 9010s you have. Now look at how many downside 9010s you have. 172. Do you guys understand what that means? No practical, no. The other way. Market goes down, up, turns around, and starts coming back down. These are reversals to the downside. 172 9010s. That means all of these stocks opened up and closed at the bottom of their range yesterday. You have 172 9010s. Why do you think, Rakesh? Why do you think, Rakesh? To the downside, not to the upside, to the downside. See? 172 to the downside, 23 to the upside. Maybe because everyone was expecting the market to break out except me, and I was waiting to add to my short positions after the earnings came out, and I told you it would be very difficult to come back up. And what happened yesterday? Market was up, 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 and then what happened into the close? What happens with 9010s? It's a reversal, right? Downside. Hey, if you think I'm lying, look, 9010 down short, 172. Let me show you how many we had yesterday. One. So I'm going to show you something right now. Again, yesterday we had one short on 9010. One. One. Today we only have 172. 1 to 172. Well, maybe it's a coincidence. How about the day before that? There was 10. How about the day before that? There was 3. How many the day before that? There was 11. What about the day before that? There was 5. How about the day before that? 310. How many do we have right now? 172. What has to happen? We have to have a new 90-day low. Then we have to have a 20-day high, a 10-day high within 10 days, and then we have to turn around and close near the bottom. Are you guys happy that you're here today listening to what I have to say? Is this helpful to you to figure out which way momentum is shifting? I sure as hell hope so. 172. How many we had yesterday? One. How many today? 172. How many of you think the market sentiment is bullish right now? Mm-hmm. It sure did, Jeff. It sure did. I watched that as well. Is Kramer telling you that right now? Did you have 172 90 tenths to the downside? To the downside. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Want to show you something else. Look how many 20-day breakouts we have to the upside. 307. That's a lot of upside 20-day breakouts. Now look how many stocks we have breaking out on a 50-day high. 20. What? 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 Roger, something is wrong with this. How can you have 307 stocks breaking out on a 20-day high, and how come you have only 20 stocks making 50-day high? And why aren't you using the 20-day high to enter trades? Because a 20-day high is a counter trend tool. Notice I don't have it here. I have it all the way up here. I have my 20-day breakout and breakdown over here with my reversal signals. And these are my trend signals right here. Because a 20-day high doesn't give you enough upside for a breakout. How do you know that? Well, I'll be talking about today for an hour in the VIP room. You really should make it. Do you guys want to know what the probability of a breakout in a 90-day is? Do you know what the probability of a breakout at 20 days is? Do you know of a probability of a breakout at a 50-day is? Do you know what the best filter is for a breakout at a 90 or 100-day is? The answer is probably you don't know any of that stuff. And you probably think 20-day breakouts are still good for long stuff. I'm going to teach you in the VIP room today and give you statistical numbers so you can cement it into your head. So you'll understand why a 20-day high is a fade, while a 50-day high is the real deal. Am I opening your eyes to some things that you've never knew before? Maybe, possibly. Little notice from Lance there. Now, folks, Jeff makes $2,000 to $3,000 a day consistently. He's not a beginner. I could tell by what he writes and how I could usually tell by what you guys write within about 3 minutes if you guys are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And I could tell by what you write how advanced you are. And I could tell Jeff has been doing this for a while. He makes consistent income. Let's just leave it at that. Look what he wrote. This education should keep you from looking only in one direction. This is priceless. Because I'm not explaining to you what to do. I'm explaining to you why. And I'm showing you the inner workings of it. I'm showing you that we have 170, 90, 10 reversals to the downside, which means the market couldn't keep it up last few days. You have 300 stocks making 20-day breakouts, but only 20 stocks making 50-day breakouts. Why am I not giving you 20-day breakouts for longs? Why do I limit myself to 50-day breakouts? The answers to all of that. Now, some of you are new here and you don't know this, but I've been talking about this for a long, long time. And let me give you some links. Let me give you the links for the VIP room and the session we're going to have today. I know a lot of you guys love that stuff. Here, 1 second. I'm going to the wrong channel. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. There we go. Here are the links. You're going to learn, Michael, how about I tell you exactly how long it is, how good it is, and give you some percentages and give you some facts. How about that? But not right now in the VIP room at noon today. Okay. Clyde, Allen. It's all because of Clyde. Clyde. So I'm gonna teach you about market structure. I'm gonna tell you which breakouts are you should buy, which breakouts you should fade, and more importantly, I'm gonna give you a statistical number for each one so you know which one, and I'll also give you a confirmation filter. I'm gonna do that at noon today. And folks, the value of what I'm giving you right now, just to explain to you the 90 10s, the 20-day high versus the 50-day high, you don't understand how valuable that is. Look at this. Why is there only 20 stocks making 50-day highs? But why is there 307 stocks making 20-day highs? And if there's 307 stocks making 20-day highs, why am I not using them for my breakout signals? Well, you're going to learn about it today in the VIP room. I'm going to give you a little history lesson. Okay? All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, my thing didn't erase today. I'll just read off of this. Good. So, sentiment got a boost after China said it assessed the possibility of trade talks with the U.S., with the focus now shifting to U.S. payroll report. I'll look into that in a few minutes. Chinese Commerce Ministry stated on Friday that it observed senior U.S. officials repeatedly voicing their readiness. So it looks like It looks like Trump wanted to play tough with China. China played tough with Trump, and Trump came to the table like a little Weasley little. Yeah, called Washington to demonstrate sincerity towards China. So they wanted U.S. to show sincerity. So finally, it looks like we've crawled our way back to the table with China. That's kind of funny. President Trump was trying to play tough with China. Look who played tough. Estimated 138. That's good number. Good number. No, Tiago, the best metric is not the 52-week high. No, it's not. Folks, please don't listen to Tiago. I'll give you the breakdowns today. I'll actually give you the statistical breakdowns today, okay? Yeah, Trump blinked first. He blinked first, without a question. Disappointing earnings from Apple and Amazon, which would typically send the Nasdaq down 300 points, but China, sentiment, the carrot is in front of us again, being dangled. Weaker than expected sales in China, to add insult and injury. Amazon slid more than 2% pre-market, world's largest retailer, provided below consensus operating income. I don't see how Amazon can do well right now with all this stuff going on, okay? I really don't. Yesterday, we climbed to a 5-week high before we reversed into a 90-10 at the end of the day. Microsoft surged 7%. Meta climbed 4%. NVIDIA climbed 2%. Not at the end of the day, they didn't. Qualcomm slumped 8%. And I warned you yesterday. In the morning before I left for my trip. I warned you that we're going to see a lot of hanky-panky volatility. And I warned you yesterday, please don't go long right now. This is not a time to go long right now. All right? Walmart is defensive. When things get bad, people go to Walmart. A lot of people are not shopping at supermarkets anymore. They're shopping at Walmart. It makes sense. Walmart is a flight to quality company. Why do you think Walmart is one of the few, not the few, it's the only stock I have in my retirement? Do you guys remember I told you about a month ago that Walmart is the only, aside from some SPY ETF, Walmart is the only stock I have long in my retirement account. That has not changed. If you guys want me to tell you the stocks that I buy and sell from my retirement account, I will. Walmart is the only stock I have in my retirement account. I'm thinking of adding McDonald's to it, but I'm thinking of it. But Walmart is the only stock I have in my retirement account right now. And if you tell me this is the first time that I've said it, then I'm going to call you a liar because I've said it countless times. Yeah, I'm still in Walmart. Yeah, remember you spoke about the breakouts before. I'm going to talk about it a lot today because we have probably from the last time I spoke about it, which was like 3 years ago. And by the way, what I'm going to talk about today was the most popular things that I've talked about in the last 3 years, but I haven't talked about in a couple of years. So I think it's time for me to tell everybody the numbers. You need to know what the numbers are, okay? Yeah, cost is flight to quality too, Kevin. BJ's, discount stores. They are. So let's continue. Let's continue. I may want to short Qualcomm, just FYI. I'm looking at possibly shorting Qualcomm. ISM fell to a 5-month low, not very, very good. March construction spending fell, largest decline in 6 months. This is not good, folks. And by the way, if you take sentiment away, which we haven't even started the negotiations, but if you take sentiment away, we have nothing good right now. Okay? Why do you think what do you think? I'll take a look at it, Tiago. My favorite sector is the communication sector. China cut their tariffs on a quarter of their products, including pharma. This was olive branch by China. They want to come to the table. They want recipient. Of course, Helen. Of course, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yep. Gaston. I'm long Walmart in my retirement account. I've been long Walmart in my retirement account several months. I don't have a lot in my retirement account. I have maybe 500, 500 shares of Spy, and I have like $300,000 worth of stuff in invested. Spy and Walmart. If I showed you my retirement account, I promise you that is all I have in it right now. I'm not kidding. That's all I have in my retirement account right now. Yes. Yeah. Well, selling Walmart puts is the same thing as, yeah. I did. I bought more Walmart. I did. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie to you about this. I'm not trying to like confuse you guys. Jobless claims, 2-month high. Now, this number is not a big number, but we have to start watching this number because the number has been at 225, 200 for as long as I can remember now. Okay. So if this gets above 275, the Fed will start talking about it. Yeah, and a lot of cash, but that's about it. I don't really hide from you guys what I do in my personal business. I'm the most transparent person you will find. Uh, All eyes are focused on U.S. monthly payroll today. We already had that. Hourly earnings, factory orders, that all came out. My wife is trying to communicate with me while I'm live. I don't know why. Uh, Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. Good. I said my retirement account, Raymond. My retirement account. Retirement account. I have many accounts. I said my retirement account. I've said it at least 15, 20 times. My retirement account. Raymond, what makes you think I day trade in my retirement account? Yeah, I used to day trade in that account, but now I day trade. I What I usually do is I day trade in one account. So here's what I do, folks. I have about 5 accounts, and I day trade 3 months in each of them, and I go back and forth every 3 months. And the reason I do that is to see if I'm getting better fills in one brokerage versus the other. If you must know the truth. So I rotate every one of my accounts every quarter so I could see if I'm getting better fills in any of my brokerages versus the other. So I thought I was getting really good fills on my options and Fidelity, which I was. But then Matt and I realized we were getting fills which were identical in Thinkorswim. And now I'm using Tradier. So I'm going through every 3 months I switch. If you wanted to know. Yeah, Jeff is retired. He has 8 different accounts. Why would I want to trade just in my Raymond? Come on. Phil, I'll talk about it right now. What sector or stocks are defensive? Phil, I talk about it every single day. If you just give me a chance, I'll talk about it again today. But I need to get past this first. Europe is up over one and a, not up 4%, not up 3%, just up 135, pretty much doing what we did here in the US, which means we're not getting extra volatility. Now, easing China trade tension boosted sentiment while investors digested a weight of corporate earnings, which had zero impact on the market. The market is being driven by China and tariffs right now. China and tariffs right now. Let's continue. Japan closed higher, positive comments from national chief trade negotiator, Weaker yen boosted appetite for Japanese stocks. Pharmaceuticals, chemical stocks led the gains, not chip stocks. What's driving the price right now? Apple is down 2%. Amazon is down 2%, but we're going to get a deal going with China in 2 years. Folks, don't. Reddit is up. They had really fantastic numbers. I'm not being sarcastic. Um, and Block did horrible to my surprise. I was expecting the stock to do pretty well, but you can't win them all. We didn't have a position on it, but I personally like the stock quite a bit. But it makes sense. It makes sense because they process a lot of international payments. They're a global company and global. I mean, even traffic is a little less in New York as a result of less. There's, I think tourism in the U.S. is down over 25% right now. Hey, Danny. So somebody asked me about sectors and defensive. Let's do that right now. It was actually, who was it? It was Phil. Phil, I'm going to answer your question right now. And I do this every morning, Phil, in case you come here every morning. Here you go. I do this every single day, Phil. Every single day. I go through every major sector and I tell you if speculative or defensive are leading, and I tell you what it means. So I answer your question every single day, Phil. And I'm going to do it right now as well. We are still showing speculative. And by the way, Bitcoin joined the party too. Look at yesterday. Look where Bitcoin was yesterday, and look at where Bitcoin was today. So now you have a complete package, except for semiconductors. They're starting to wear down. That's not good. So up till now, we had all the strength coming into technology stocks and speculative stocks. Defensive stocks were at the bottom. Defensive stocks are blue chip stocks, Phil. Speculative stocks are stocks that have something to do with interest rate and technology. So what you want to see is you want to see Bitcoin, technology, QQQ, industrial, communication, and consumer discretionary, and also semiconductors all together. If semiconductors start coming off right now, which they are, look where semiconductors were yesterday. They were in top spot. Look where they're right now. They're all the way down here. Semiconductors are falling. If semiconductors are falling, what do you think will happen with QQQ, which is 40% semiconductors, and XLK? I'm expecting a turn where technology starts coming off and blue chips start coming up. Now, the more speculative stocks are up, the more bullish the market is. Um, the more bullish the market is, Phil. The more these stocks are leading, the more conservative the market and defensive the market is leading. It looks to me, unless semiconductor can come back here within the next day or two, I believe most of these are going to start coming down at the expense of these. So I do this every day, Phil. And what it means to you is that the fact that speculative is still leading means the market has been on a bullish run. And we could see that. We could see that right here. Look. Look at mega caps. Look at the run we've had, right? I mean, let's draw another trend line here. The problem is we have 3, 4, 5 resistance levels above us. And we have a bond market that's breaking down. Look what I want to show you guys something. Look what happens when bonds go up. Look at bonds. This is the bond market, right? Look at look at hold on a second. Look at QQQ. Look at QQQ. Sorry guys, I'm on a wireless connection. Look at QQQ. So, look at the bond market. Look at the bond market, right? Bond market's going up. Look at QQQ going up. What do you think is going to happen right now if the bond market comes down, Phil? Your favorite tech stocks are going to be in the shitter right here, and all of these stocks are going to start coming back up. And we're already starting to see with Apple. and Amazon with their bad earnings, and we're already seeing semiconductors starting to cool off here. So we're already starting to see tension, tension. Did I explain that to you? Did I explain it to you guys? Did you guys understand what I just said? When we're moving up, speculative stocks will lead, and especially if they're together. When we're moving down, defensive stocks will lead, and we'll have a lot of fragmentation between this. In other words, they'll be all over the place. I hope you guys understood what I just said. As of right now, tech is leading, but we're starting to see some stress in that because semiconductors are not up here. They're down here now. Now, volatility, I want to show you guys something. Volatility is still going down. That's very, very good for the broad market. But if we start coming back up, we're going to see volatility come back to the 30 level. As long as we don't have global turmoil, there's no reason for volatility to come back here or here. But we could still come up here if earnings are bad. Folks, right now, the market is being driven by sentiment between us and China. If Apple and Amazon can't make the market go down, you know what that means. It's sentiment. It's China's. I've never in my life seen Apple and Amazon come out with bad numbers and the market and futures being up overnight. Speaking of the market, let's take a look at the market right now. Is this helping you guys? Is this helping you guys? I'm going to get into stocks in just a few minutes. So the spider is still up. We're almost above this area. I like this. Now remember, the spider has less cross-contamination with the QQQ, so we should start seeing the money coming back into blue chips, which have been lagging, as you can see right here, by the Dow. The Dow is a little weaker. It's got a V bounce. It's got a little. See how the Dow's up here? It hasn't broken this area yet, while the SPY is already above because the SPY has the QQQs in it. The SPY has the QQQ, but the Dow doesn't. So you got more outperformance from the SPY. So what I'm looking in the next couple of days is I'm looking for, unless the situation with the trade war gets a little better, I'm looking for earnings to start actually making an impact in this market. And with the bond market going down, and let's leave US dollar is not doing all that great either today. I'm expecting a pullback in the market. I'm expecting a pullback in the market. Cam, I don't have your link right now. Can you post it? I can't get to with just my two screens. It's too difficult for me to get to Slack. If you don't mind posting the link to Customer Service Live, I would appreciate that. Thank you, Angie. Let's see. All right. So let's continue. Let's continue. All right. All right. So SMH. Let's take a look at SMH. Keep your eye. So folks, what's going to be the major catalyst today? Mega caps and chip stocks. Mega cap and chip stocks. We're going to keep our eye on this to see if it starts coming back down. We're going to be keeping our eye on the bond market. The bond market is coming down precipitously. Yes, I said precipitously. And I'm expecting this type of pattern to start showing itself within some of the stock market sectors. As a matter of fact, if you look at the market sectors right now, you will see that technology is coming up here, but it hasn't broken above this level. Folks, this is a good time for you guys to start looking and writing things down. We haven't gotten above resistance yet on XLK. We have on Bitcoin. We haven't yet on QQQ. By the way, look at where XLK is in relationship to resistance, and look where QQQ is. They're virtually doing the same thing. We haven't gotten above 495.50. We got to get above 495.50. See, we got to get above this level right here. Until we get above this level right here, nothing good's going to happen. Communication is looking good, and communication did break through this area. I still like communication. I like industrial. I don't like consumer discretionary. The Dow can't get above this area. Real estate can't get above this area. The S&P 500 can't get above this area. Semiconductors can't get above this area. Financials can't get above this area. The small caps can't even get above the gap right here. Utilities are strong, very defensive. Utilities are getting past that area. Retail sure as hell isn't getting past this pivot right here. Home builders can't get past this area. Mid caps can't get past this area. Basic materials, consumer staples, yep, they're already in there. Gee, let's see. Why are utilities and consumer staples getting into this area? Maybe because they're the two most defensive sectors. Do you see how none of the speculative sectors have gotten above our resistance area yet? Healthcare coming down, energy coming down. This is not good. So you've got a couple of sectors that are looking good, but those sectors are all defensive. Look, the only sectors that really were able to get above this area right here is consumer utilities and consumer staples. And neither of them are doing great either. What about rare mineral mining? What about it? When is that going to happen, Cleve? When is rare mineral mining going to come to fruition? Let me give you a guess. After Trump is no longer president. Okay. When do you think the benefit of these tariffs, if we ever happen, will happen? Way, 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 way later. Way, 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 way later. Okay. So we're not looking all that great right now. So what am I going to be looking at today? I'm going to be looking at the bond market aggressively, and I'm going to be looking at whether mega cap and chip stocks start selling off. About 3.5, 4 years. Okay. Folks, if you haven't done so, please give me a thumbs up. I'm here from my trip, taking time away from my trip. Below to the right is a thumbs up button. Please give us a thumbs up, unless what I'm saying is offending you in any way, which I don't see why it would. All right, let's see how momentum levels are looking. Let's see if internally the market looks any different than it does externally. Okay, let's take a quick look. And hopefully I was able to answer your questions about all this stuff. So look at this. Communication services still has 57% above. That's the only sector that's leading aside from utilities that's above the 200-day moving average. And to add insult to injury, if you look at the 50-day, it's not even bypassing there. So very, very, very cautious right now. Consumer staples, where's consumer staples? 42, 45. I mean, nothing here is looking great. That's not good. When everything is looking really green here, but red here, this is counter trend right here. I'm going to be teaching you guys this in the VIP room today. The difference between a 20-day high, a 50-day high, a 100-day high, 150. I'm going to teach you which one is a counter trend move. These are all counter trend moves. These are directional moves. And I'll teach you that today. Hey, Alexander, to mine minerals, you need to end the war and mine the borders between Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, you can't, what he said is 100% correct. One of the benefits of this mineral deal, which, by the way, does not give America money for anything that happened in the past, America now has an incentive to make sure that Russia doesn't get bombed, or Americans will get bombed because Americans will be working in the minerals. So there is a huge, huge interest for this war to end right now. So there's one of two things that's going to happen. Putin is going to become afraid of Trump, and he's going to stop like within the next month, or he's going to be tough, and he's going to play peekaboo with Trump, and we'll see who wins. But if this deal doesn't stop the war, then Trump is going to look very, very weak. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we are going to stop the war, because it would make no sense for America to get into a deal with a country that's not going to be there anymore, you see? So America, basically what I'm saying is that if things don't change very soon, Trump is going to look very, very powerless. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I don't think Russia is going to want to go against America, and I think Trump is going to want to flex his muscle. I'm just saying, in the odd chance that we don't see peace in the next month or two, then Trump is going to look very, very weak in the global scheme of things. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm telling you the two scenarios. That's all. Okay. Yeah. But if Putin keeps right now after this deal made, if Putin keeps bombing Ukraine, then he's basically telling Trump "F you." And I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm hoping that I'm right. That's what I'm trying to say. But if he continues doing it, which I don't see how, but if he continues doing it, then what he's basically saying is, we don't respect America. You guys are weak. Everybody here knows what I'm saying right now. It's just, you know, between U.S. just pulled out of, how could they have pulled out of peace talks when we just signed the contract? I mean, do you think America is going to sign? How could America get into partnership with Ukraine and Russia still basically then Russia is bombarding us. You see, that's how I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know enough about all of this. But that's just how I'm seeing it. That now that we're partners with Ukraine, and I think that's one of the reasons why Ukraine signed the agreement, right? To get assurances. Again, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I don't talk to the right people. What do I know about all of this, right? The VIP room is always at noon. Yeah. 11 Central Time, 12 Eastern Time. 11 Central Time. So let's see how many stocks are trading above the 200-day moving average. Here, folks, I wanted you to see this. So last month we had 37% of stocks trading above the 200-day moving average. We only have 31% right now. Okay. How about last week? It was pretty much the same thing, about 30%, 29.77. Okay. Oh, Raj, I can't too much. If India gets involved, oy vey, we're going to be in a big mess. I'm not seeing India. India is very peaceful to us. We've been all, we don't let's not create problems where there aren't any, okay? But what I'm saying is I'm hoping this agreement between Ukraine and America starts giving Ukraine some of America's, mojo. That's all I'm saying. Stacy's calling out a new headline from 1 hour ago that Trump has pulled the U.S. out of formal peace talks. Well, then what's the point of? I'm going to read this myself, but I don't understand what the point of signing a deal is if we're out of the peace talks because yeah, we're doing great with India. I don't really see any issues. And again, I don't see how Trump would pull out with peace talks if after signing this deal. It contradicts each other. I mean, maybe I'm just confused. So let's talk a little bit about the stock market and let me give you guys some levels. So for the SPY, I'm actually expecting us to hit the 50-day moving average over the next couple of days. I would love to be wrong, and I would love for us to end up on this side of the fence, but I don't see how that happens unless we keep making very, very strong progress. All right, unless we continue making really strong progress with China. And by the way, even if we make the best progress with everybody, we're still in a position of unforeseeability because we don't know what will happen. Okay? Yeah, I don't think he'll do that either. But I'm just giving you, look, it's my job to be objective and giving you both sides, right? But I will tell you right now, the bond market dropping like this is no good. The US dollar down is no good. Volatility staying above 25 is no good. All right. Let's go QQQ, and then I'm going to give you some stocks, and then I want to go out, get some breakfast, and then come back and trade. And also, a lot of these news sources are recycled news, so that the algos get triggered and buy and sell. We're still below the 200-day moving average, folks. Folks, nothing good will happen until we break out above the 200-day moving average. We don't have any more earnings catalysts this week to do that, but we still have today with global markets. Global markets is what's driving price right now. Okay. All right. Let me give you the my trades for today, and I'll let you go. All right. International paper to the short side. BDX to the short side. What I'm really happy is that you guys, I will, Cam, I will. what I'm really happy about is that I'm able to operate and do this live today from New York, and so you guys don't miss out. Took me 45 minutes to prepare everything for you today because I'm in a hotel room. I have to have multiple monitors, the video setups. It's a pain in my ass. UNH to the downside. And I haven't given you the most important thing today. Builder. Builder. Oh, that's a nice looking stock right there. Circle. CEL. Nice short. Qualcomm. I really like Qualcomm for a short. I may want to take it for a short. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Holux. I talked about GLD, Raj. I talked about gold. I like Holux. GLD. I mean, excuse me. D. Now I got the wrong ticker symbol. I told folks that I still like gold. We talked about it. Let's now do the long stocks. Walmart. Folks, don't go anywhere yet. I have something else to tell you. Walmart, ANET. It already had earnings. It already had earnings. This stock has to get above the 200. Nothing here till it gets above. Netflix. At least they're not shifting it back to America. Netflix. The last thing we want is Apple making things in America. The last thing we want is Apple making things in America. I mean, unless you guys want to pay $4,000 for an iPhone. AMP, AMH, actually. These are not A plus setups, guys. These are not A plus setups. There are very few A plus setups. That's a nice one. CME, EGO. This needs to break above this level. Nothing yet till it breaks above this level. It's got to get to the 205, 206 level. Roblox. Looks really nice here. ALGN. Needs to get above this level. So I'm going to tell you guys something right now. And obviously you guys are going to ignore me. I got another email yesterday from somebody. And the gentleman says, "Look, I'm in your pit, and I'm in your pit program, and you haven't been giving us a lot of trades lately, and I feel that, and I've been getting losers, and I feel like you haven't been giving us any attention in that room. You've been giving attention to the new people in the Trading Zone Live." So I asked him. I said, "What losers are you talking about?" Obviously, the losers he was talking about was Home Depot and D-Dog from January. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. He was talking about D-Dog and SLBK. We've had 3 losers since January, by the way. I usually give 5 to 8 trades a week. So I want to explain. Yes, it happened again. So I want to show you guys something. For those of you who don't pay attention to anything that I tell you, I show you this every single day, but I'm going to show you this again. We have 25 stocks making 52-week highs. We have 15 stocks making 52-week lows. We have 6 stocks making 20-week highs, and we have 11 stocks making 20-week lows. We have 20 stocks making 50-day highs, and we have 12 stocks making 50-day week lows. Those are my 3 primary scanners. Typically, I usually have 100 stocks or a minimum of 100 stocks one way or another. And I typically have 5 or 6 A plus setups on each side. So I'm going to tell you this again for all of you people who are deaf or just stupid, okay? There are no setups. The markets are not moving. In order for me to have a setup in the pit, it has to be a perfect swing trade. There hasn't been any setups. I have barely been trading to keep you guys out of trouble. I've been doing spreads, non-directional spreads to help you make money. I've warned you about this at least 150 times. The pit has a win rate of 94% plus. It is my best program times 100. Stop being stupid and stop paying attention to what I tell you and stop telling me about losing trades we took in January. Please. If I hear any more about D-Dog and Home Depot, I'm going to piss myself. Yes, I'm still hearing about D-Dog and yes, I know, Alex. It's not me, folks. Folks, listen to me very carefully. We have a 94.4% win rate in that program. I spend 8 hours a day on that. How can I give you stocks if there are no swing trading stocks? All of my trades in the pit start as swing trades. These are my lists for swing trades. Stocks are not moving right now. Why do you guys want to lose money? Yes, Richard, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I am not joking with you. I asked him what stocks specifically, and he started talking about DDA. Folks, when I ask you if you're losing money and you're going to tell me that you're losing money from trades that happened in January, you got a big problem. We've given probably 80 trades since then, okay? So please, so please look, these are my scanners. These are my scanners. Literally, these are my scanners. Do you see me picking a lot of stocks from my scanners? There are no stocks on my scanners. If I don't have stocks that are beautiful swing trades, where do you want me to get you these signals from? So please. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. So I'll be ready in about 2 minutes, honey. Um, so let me just repost this. Uh, oh, I know people have been making money. So, folks, please stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. My programs have been doing amazingly well in the worst market environment we've had in the last 25 years. Okay. You guys, I hope you guys have a very, very nice weekend. Yeah, I know, Carlos. I know what you told me, and you're 100% right. Clyde is going to try to do some work. I'm going to take my wife to what deli we're going to? We're going to go to Carnegie Deli, have a little breakfast, and I'll be back to put some trades in. And folks, please listen to my Telegram alerts. I tell you all this in my Telegram all day long. And please stop talking about Home Depot and D-Dog from January. It was in January. We're in May right now. Okay? We're in May right now. Quit training when I had a student complaining about a winner. Yep, exactly. All right. I love you all. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you guys at noon VIP room. I'm going to have a dynamic lesson for you guys. I will see you later. I'm going to go spend an hour with my wife, and I'll be back. Bye, everybody. Thank God we were able to do this session. Bye, folks. I'll see you later. Have a great Friday. And remember, things are not as bullish as you think, as the market may make you think it is right now. Uh, from a big perspective, the structure is still very bearish or neutral at best. Be careful, and I'm looking at Qualcomm for a potential short today.